What's up, you guys? It is day 14. Today, we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to kind of cheat. We're going over headlines. And a headline is essentially an email subject line and vice versa. You can use them interchangeably, right? Anytime using an email subject line, that's a headline. So this is related to emails, but we're not necessarily breaking down an email here. But everything you're learning here, you can use in an email. And honestly, I'm really excited for this one specifically because I love breaking down headlines and I love understanding why a headline is so good. A good headline has multiple layers to it. There's certain things, like certain variables happening at the same time, I guess you could say. Right? It's like it's so visceral, and when you break it down, it's almost primitive why it's so good. You'll see. And you've probably seen it in the wild, in the internet, everywhere, really. So this is from this page right here that we're looking at is actually from a book I read called How to Write a Good Advertisement by Victor Schwab. It's a book written in 1961. So this is an OG ass book. And a lot of the good books are really super old. If you can get through the old timey, old timey English, they're good reads. I will say this one's not bad at all. 1960s, we kind of got a little more, it's easier to read. Things got easier. Easier is such a basic bitch word, but things got we stopped sounding like this, eh? Like in the 60s, I feel like we as in Americans, and I guess I had nothing to do with that when I don't even think my family was here in the 60s. They weren't. They were somewhere in the desert. Anyways, so yeah, let's look at headline number 1. Okay. The secret of making people like you. Don't worry about the commentary here. Mine's more important. No, but seriously, why is this so good? Why is this right here so powerful? We'll just keep right there. The secret to making people like you. Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be liked until you realize it's a very, you know, primitive and it's natural, right? It ties to our instincts when we were in tribes, because if we weren't liked, if we weren't part of the tribe, it probably meant death. You can tie a lot of our psychology to when we were hunter gatherers. It hasn't changed. So the secret to making people like you, um, of making people liking you, so making people like you. So it's it's powerful. It's so simple. You can write that for your newsletter if you were in, this industry, if this was your niche, charisma or whatever, and that shit would pay off even today. These headlines all work today. That's the crazy thing. All right. All right. So the next one, a little mistake that cost a farmer $3,000 a year. Okay, $3,000, probably like $30,000 nowadays, if not, honestly, maybe a lot more. You know what? I'm curious. 3,000 a year in 1961. Oh, whoa. Your boy guessed it fucking basically right. Was it $1,000 off, but 30K. So where did that go? Oh, there it is. 30K a year. Damn. If you were this, if and back this was back when farmers were a thing. I think they still are, but this is when like farmers were more integral. Like that was like a normal job. And Yeah, 3,000, 30K a year. I mean, you'd be like, shit, that's probably like 25% of your revenue if you're doing well, if not more, right? So you're gonna want to, you're this is gonna raise some curiosity. $30,000 a year. Damn, man. I gotta learn more. I gotta learn more. So the main thing that's happening here is curiosity. A little mistake. What is that mistake? Am I making that mistake? You can use the same thing. Just hide it behind the curtain, whatever it is. And this little mistake, the word this, or a little, or whatever, or a big, or this is like, you see that a lot nowadays. This mistake, this hack, you're like, what is this? And you want to click through. Um, and they talk about it here actually, like eliminating the risk of loss, which is very true. We are more attracted to the risk of loss. We remember the negative more than we do the positive. So if you really have it struggling with pushing someone off the fence, a solid way to do that is to be like, what are you going to lose if you don't take action today? What about a year from now when you look at your life? What are you missing out on? So it's the things you'll miss out on, the things you'll lose, all that stuff, versus like the prospect of gain. We remember the mean things people said to us versus all the nice things. The mean things just stick in our brain. I don't know why we're like that, but that's, it's unfortunate. So, advice to wives whose husbands don't save money by a wife. So the ICA here is wives, clearly. This is who it's for. And this is a problem they're running into. And it's by a wife, credibility. So who is this for? What problems is it solving? Credibility. Right? And you can see here, this headline pulled a lot more than far uphold advertisers previous ads. Get rid of money worries. Because it's calling who they want to speak to, right? It's really helpful to be more specific in your copy than to try to, catch everyone. And let's read this here. The headline strength of the word advice has often been proven. Most people want it regardless of whether or not they follow it. And the particular ailment is common enough to interest a lot of readers. The "it happened to me" tagline by a wife increases the desire to read the copy. I think my breakdown was better. The world's worst wink. All right. The child who won the hearts of all. I'm not gonna worry about reading these because it just takes too long. The child who won the hearts of all. I mean, everyone likes a like a story. Everyone. What about the child who won the hearts of all? And this is kind of the more old timey sounding thing, but you can apply this today, right? Like the kid that went against all odds and you know won his community $1 billion or whatever the fuck. I'm sorry. It's 10 p.m. The child who won the hearts of all. That one's good. That one's good. It's just you want to learn more. We all love that underdog story. And maybe like, how did this kid win the hearts of everyone? It's again curiosity. So far, we're looking at very primal, and in all these headlines, very primal emotions, wantingness, belonging, being liked. I'm sure we're gonna see looking beautiful soon. You can connect any like to sell to someone. It's really one of a few things. It's like it's sex, like attractiveness, sex, all of that, like being desired, being wanted by others, and or like liked by their communities, personal gain, a fear of loss. Um, there's there's only there's only so many, right? Like an elimination of pain. These are key psychological drivers that are the mechanisms behind good copy, generally speaking. And you can, if you were to like do one of those things, you ever do those things as a kid, like be like, this equals this and that equals that. You like line it up. You can connect a line between that, like what these, and, like wanting to feel like loved to like this, safety. People want to feel safe and loved, and they're very primal. I kind of rambled there. We're only on headline number 5 and we're 10 minutes in. You know, I'm just gonna I'm gonna bank on someone just liking to listen to long copy rants, you know? Sometimes I like just listening to a long YouTube video. So I hope that is the case. Maybe it's not, and I'll learn, but let's continue. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more sultry, and for those of you that are going to sleep or ASMR, okay, I'll stop. Are you ever tongue tied at a party? Mm. You can relate to that. Yeah, of course you're tongue tied. You look like a fool. You're tongue tied. I guess that's what they mean, right? Are you ever tongue tied at a party? Do you ever look silly and you don't know what to say? And you can connect this again to like wanting to, uh, you know, speak more clearly. Like that's something I'm working on personally, even. So I'd be the ICF for this, right? Not even at a party. Are you tongue tied in your YouTube videos? God damn it. How a new discovery made a plain girl beautiful. Bam. Like I said, beauty, right? A plain girl, basic bitch. Uh, basically, right? The modern day play. If you convert 1961 to 2025 language, that's what it is. And women can relate to this one, right? A lot of women probably don't feel very attractive. It's natural, same way, you know, sometimes dudes don't. And even today, women always want to feel beautiful. And, that's going to get clicks. How to win friends and influence people. I mean, this is the same title of the best selling book that we all know, most likely, by Dale Carnegie. Everyone wants to win friends. Everyone wants to influence people. Why? Because you can connect that to, a desire for uh, gain, safety, maybe even greed, wanting more, right? Maybe even sex, right? If you're trying to get with your friends and people, that's kind of weird. But you know what I mean? Like that is so like blanket. It's so blanketed. You could just apply that to everyone. No one, 99% of people, unless they're like a recluse or a hermit, they're going to read that and they're going to say, okay, yeah. The last 2 hours are the longest, and those are the 2 hours you save. Everyone wants to save time. How do you save time? Save time, save money, right? Make someone's life easier. That's going to make you want to click. How are you making my life easier? Is there something behind this that can make my life easier? The last 2 hours are the longest, right? And this is an airline ad. I like that. So faster airlines. This is a really good headline. This is like one of the best so far that I've read. because you could totally relate to that. The last 2 hours are the longest, and those are the 2 hours you save. You know, it's powerful. Wow. Who else wants a screen star figure? Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is very old timey. I've read books from like 1930s, like the Robert Collier letters, and that's worse. Believe me, you're like, oh my god, this is so freaking the times. Like it's like worse than reading like for some reason like a book by Nietzsche from like the 1800s. So I don't know what it is, but the early 20th century English is rough. But yeah, so who else wants a screen star figure? Who wants to look good? Who else wants it? Fuck yeah, I want it. I want to look good. Who else wants this stuff? Come on. Come one, come all. Click right here. Why wouldn't you want to learn more? Everyone wants to look good. Everyone wants a screen star figure, right? Even today. Everyone, like, so many people are out of shape nowadays. You know, I mean, like, everyone wants a screen star figure. And if you can show them that you can do it easily too, damn, then you're in good hands, you know? And that's why in the health industry there's a lot of like scammy products and stuff. So don't do that. Ideally, do whatever the fuck you want, but don't sell scammy products ideally. Do you make these mistakes in English? So, curiosity. Do you make these mistakes? This is a curiosity lead. I mean, it, if you're the kind of person that doesn't have perfect English, which is everyone, you're looking at this and thinking, which mistakes do I make them? It's a good headline. Why some foods explode your stomach. Explode in your stomach. Wow. Another curiosity lead. Why? Why? And also explode. That's very visceral. They explode in my stomach? Gross. So that's powerful. You know, that's novel. It's kind of unexpected. It's curiosity. You know, the mental image of explode is powerful in your stomach. You'll be like, am I eating shit that's exploding my stomach? That's probably not good for me. Hands that look lovelier in 24 hours or your money back. So this is interesting. This is kind of new. So far, we've been looking at a lot of curiosity based headlines and a few others, but this one is still tying to beauty. The promise here is beauty. Hands that look lovelier. In now, the promise is more specific though. In 24 hours. So if it was just hands that look lovelier, or your money back, that isn't as strong as being specific. 24 hours. Shit, this works quickly. Okay. Or your money back. Oof. That is just a big bold guarantee to back it up. What do I have to lose? Boom. Click through. If you can laugh at money worries, or I'm sorry, I'm reading everything wrong. You can laugh at money worries if you follow this simple plan. Okay. Damn. You know, something everybody wants to be able to do. That's very true. Everyone wants to not, unless you're Elon Musk and you own $500 billion or whoever, you're worth millions or billions nowadays. You, some degree, have money worries, depending on the lifestyle you live, and this applies to you. And if you follow this simple plan, simple, low resistance, why some people are almost always make money in the stock market. So, yeah, if you're trading the stock market and you're almost always making money, I mean, you're doing something right. Why are they always making money? And how can I make money in the stock market? Mm, that's interesting. All right. Well, that's 14 headlines. It's day 14. We're going to stop at 14 headlines. If you break it all down, you can break these headlines into a few categories: a desire for gain, fear of loss, elimination of pain, right? And then of course, you can tie these core key psychological drivers with certain elements like umbrellas, which you could say sex, money, uh, wanting attention or love or desire, right? So if you tie this key psychological drivers that we looked at and you mix in what it's essentially tied to, then you can add an element of curiosity. You can add a element of, you know, like being more specific and so on and so forth. So as you can see, there's multiple layers to these headlines, multiple layers. So that's it for today. I hope today's class session was helpful and, a little different. This one was fun. And I will see you here mañana for our halfway point. Our halfway point of this. If you made it all the way through, God bless you, man. God bless you. Peace.